Good morning.
I'm seated with expectation.
Good morning.
Expectation of goodness this week.
Amen.
You know I'm an incurable optimist.
Amen.
Hello, Victor.
I'm all right.
Let's give you some of it.
Is your cup full?
Do you mind, please, can we open this down?
Yeah. Well, let's open it with the business NG.
Is okay?
Yeah, with the business NG, and just by the side, above the masthead, we have Lagos seals Ladipo Market for waste disposal, street trading offences. You find the details on page 2. And Wale Edu advances Nigeria's energy agenda to drive economic growth. You find the details on page 2. And just below the masthead, over 400,000 Nigerian companies deregistered as CAC cracks down on inactivity. You find the details on page 2. Nationwide protests, election boycott loom over Senate stance on Electoral Act. You want to know all about it? It's right there in the paper. And CBN moves to stabilize Naira by $72 million as foreign dollar inflows rise. You find the details on page 2. And market volatility hits first hold core as 748 billion Naira impairment sparks sell off. You find the details also on page 2. Kogi government temporarily closes markets and motor parks to support security operations. Okay, details on page 2 also. And Senate to hold emergency plenary sitting on Tuesday. You find all the details on page 2. Now let me quickly go to this Nigerian newspaper, and by the side piece of this Nigerian newspaper, 450,000 monthly pension. Governors treating pensioners like ghosts, says NUP president. 450 Naira monthly pension. Details on page 5. And the headlines: Electoral Act amendment showdown as CSOs to protest at National Assembly. With riders, Senate summons emergency meeting. NLC says confusion over electronic transmission of results unacceptable. You find all the details on page 2. A side piece of the picture story: large consignment of illicit drugs intercepted in Ibadan. Details on page 21. And street kids becoming terrorist recruitment pool. That's an alarming alert there. And the Nigerians say early warning signs ignored nationwide as troops overpower terrorists. In Katsina, recover 529 rustled animals. We find the details on page 4. Victor?
All right, thank you, Jumai. Let me begin here with the Daily Times. And the lead story here reads, 76 years after, court orders British government to pay families of 21 Enugu coal miners £420 million compensation. Okay, and above the nameplate, Tinubu to visit King Charles on his invitation to UK. And poor implementation of value addition policy may distort non-oil export gains. That's according to the CPPE. And coming down the page, NLC to NAS, fix real-time electronic transmission of results or face nationwide protest. And finally, from the Daily Times, Ojulari's admission confirms my call for refinery privatization. That one is credited to Atiku. And that takes me to the leadership. The main story here: electoral bill controversy. Labour threatens mass action as Senate holds emergency sitting Tuesday. You get details of that on page 4. And still on page 4, 50 days to go. Banks considering scaling down to meet recapitalization deadline. And to the side piece, Pope asks government to protect Nigerians. Details on page 7. Kwara attack, survivor dies and 7 recuperating is on page 8. Tinubu scheduled for UK visit in March is on page 16. And Bank of Industry secures central bank's approval for non-interest banking operation is on page 18. And finally, Governor Yusuf mourns as over 30 die in Kano road crash. Governor Yusuf Mons as over 30 die in Kano road crash is on page 7. And finally, earlier, I have constructed and rehabilitated over 570 kilometers of urban rural roads in Benue is on page 7. Chukode.
I pray that the roads being talked about done in a standard manner. Very important, because
very important.
not be all road na road, you know. But the fact that he mentioned 570, that's quite a good mileage if you check it. So let him give the people more infrastructure. That's part of the reason he was voted for. Tinubu to visit King Charles on invitation to the UK. That's coming up in March, is it? Now, Western diplomats, let's keep the king aside, but he's still part of that diplomacy. I'll explain in a minute. Western diplomats do not make a mistake. Trump praised the president's wife, which day? Just 5 days ago, 4 days ago, okay? Now, Tomahawk missiles were launched to disband terrorists or so. Now, King Charles is inviting President Tinubu. These are moves to make sure Nigeria is in the orbit of the West. And that is because of the influence of Russia on Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso.
Nigeria has always been in the orbit of...
Oh, they've always
been there.
They've always been, but they don't want to make any mistake. Don't think that all this is, oh, we suddenly found out we've always loved you. It is all deliberate.
I don't think there's going to, because like you always say,
yes,
our neighboring countries are not ready for refugees from Nigeria.
Oh, yeah.
So whether they like it or not, we are in the orbit and we're in the center.
We will always be in the
when
orbit.
Nigeria is being talked, Africa is being talked about on any
Yes.
table around the world. And it's quite a commendation for the First Lady, of course, and Mr. Trump saying she's a commendable lady, she's a respectful lady. Yeah, it's a good commendation.
I mean, Oluremi Tinubu has always been a winner.
A lady.
A lady. You know, being a woman is different from being a lady. You understand?
Tell me something.
Please, let's go to the next item.
Now, the Senate, the Senate is embroiled in this, I'm not sure if I call it controversy. The Labour is threatening mass action just over the removal of, automatic transmission.
They didn't remove. That's all they said.
Well,
They said they
I'm reading
They didn't
the
remove.
papers.
But we have conflicting,
The point is, sometimes I hate it when I say fire that was not lit in the first place. We said the other time, if you say that transmission of results would be strictly adhered to, you make it law. What it means is that any result that is not transmitted is not going to be accepted.
Okay.
Then the next thing is, do you have internet coverage at all the points where they are going to vote? The answer is no.
And electricity.
So what is the realistic part to tell? Electricity too. What we have been talking about is, if we meant so well, between 2023 and 2027, isn't it enough to make sure that connection gets to all those places? But then, maybe we are talking like civil servants, maybe we are talking like journalists. MTN will tell you that putting a mast in one remote village that does not pay them is not part of business. It's not as simple as people. You have to be analytical. I know for sure my journalistic instincts, my tendencies, my yearnings would be for transmission of results from every part of Nigeria, reduce the possibility of somebody playing hanky-panky.
There is what we call national interest. If this is national interest, telecoms companies telling you that this is not business for them wouldn't arise.
No, it will.
You tell them to put, they will put it there.
No, you don't legislate
They
to
will
business
put it.
people.
You don't legislate
That's
it.
part of
You don't legislate it.
driving
This
business
is
away.
this is executive business.
Executive
This is
business.
Yes,
executive
it's
business.
executive business.
It's not a legislative thing.
Really?
This is executive business.
I don't know.
What we'll be discussing, that was our topic.
Oh, that's our topic today. No problem. Let's
move. There's an alarming story I read this Nigeria. Street kids becoming terrorist recruitment pool, And Nigerians are saying there are early signs being ignored, by government and as troops have been successful over the week, that we've seen what they've done, but this is an alarming situation. Street kids.
No, it's a question of,
yes,
tell me the company you keep,
yes,
and I'll tell you who you are. If these young eyes are seeing adult misbehavior under the bridges and all that, you're recruiting them already.
Yeah, yes.
They will just now wait for formal invitation to evil, and they go easily. Because maybe some of them will resist it, because some people are naturally good-natured. There are things you do in life, when you walk away, something inside you tells you, Juma, that's not you. In fact, that's your first counselor in life, the voice within.
In your head.
It tells you, no, Chukudi, not be you, be that too. And
the other voice will tell you, go ahead.
Go. I hope that's not what the one.
That's the voice he listens to.
No, that's the one he listens to. You see?
No, you know when Boko Haram started,
yes,
most of the killings that took place within Maiduguri itself were done by young boys, 13, 14, 15, with AK-47.
Yes.
Yes.
And the first thing they do is to give those children drugs.
Like they say, where they tell you that the worst witch is a child. If you give a child witchcraft, they will eat everybody, they will kill everybody in the area, because they have no conscience, they are children, they don't know what is wrong and right, you know.
It will be innocent blunder.
Innocent blunder.
Yes.
Thank you. I like that.
Now,
I like
Chukudi, let's look at this. 76 years after, court orders British government to pay families of 21 Enugu coal miners £420 million.
The first thing you thank God for is that it's not a statute barred case. That means that after some time, there are certain things you can't insist on in court after some time. But it does seem that this is not part of it. So I am happy. It means that there is still that little strand of conscience, justice in society. The next thing you and I want to pray for is that it's implemented. Because for the court to say you're going to do this is one thing. Another is for the people to say, yes, you're going to comply with this. So if they do not comply, how do we get them to comply? Because when you have authority without ability to enforce that authority, you're authorityless.
And where are the
English word like that?
Where are the 21 Enugu coal miners now?
Well, that's what
their families of. Families of.
Families of.
Because even tracking the families, could breed controversy. Do you understand? Just claiming to be more family.
That could be open up another battlefront.
£20 million. I can imagine the families already
420
fighting over the money already.
For this kind of economy, if now you don't fight.
So different people will lay claim to, I am the brother,
I'm the sister, I'm the uncle.
A lot of people didn't become forgotten entities. That's the message of it. However long it takes, justice could still be done. So let's see whether we can spread this kind of thing all over the place and reduce the number of people who are left, miserable.
Justice delayed is not justice denied.
That's the lesson of it. And I really like it. Lagos State government is closing down, not closing down, shutting briefly. Was it Ladipo Market you mentioned?
Yes,
I mentioned it because I come here to praise Lagos. The way I praised Babagana Zulu over there.
Yes.
I praised Lagos in terms of charting a course, opening up the path. I hear that refuse is building in Lagos again.
Yes, again.
That's why I'm going to it. If this is true, then it is really sad. Because Lagos, the people of Lagos have started paying refuse disposal fees readily because they could see that Lagos had become clean. Okay,
now briefly before you go, 450 naira monthly pension.
Which one is that?
Governor, that's
450,000.
No, 450 naira.
That's not chewing gum money.
Okay. On that note, Mr. Chukudi, thank you so much for coming this morning.
I can't say anything to that.
Okay. So we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Milo 3-in-1 Milky and Creamy is truly milky and contains